Hello Sagittarius and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your fortnightly reading for June the 1st through to the 15th. So we are in Gemini season and you actually have Death reversed, Scorpio, Uranus, Mars, Pluto, and the 10 of Swords, Uranus, Gemini coming in. Interesting energy coming through for you here, Saggy. And it does feel right to have that Death card reversed. So this is an energy of interesting, something ended, but it doesn't feel like it transformed. It kind of feels like something ended in particular related to communication or an idea about something, but there's more. There's still more to go with this. So I get the word communication. Something ended in terms of communication, but it's not finished. It's not finished. So, yep, that's coming back. There's more to go, like I said. So interesting, Sagittarius, interesting energy. And this reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. So be sure to watch all of your Sun, Moon and Rising readings just to get a flavour of a fuller picture of what's happening. And they'll each have a different flavour. So just like I said with the general readings, this is a general reading, so just take what feels right and leave the rest. And if it is really feeling right, Saggy, then there will be an extended reading. Gosh, there's a lot coming out for you. There will be an extended reading. So the link is in the description box below if it really resonates. And my goodness, okay, there's a lot happening here. The link for the extended will be in the description box below. I usually pin it to the comments, but I'll talk about that more later. So let's have a look. You also have the Sun, Leo, Aries coming in, but then we have the Two of Wands, Mars, Aries reversed, and then we have Pentacle, Queen, Capricorn, Throne. So I feel like, interestingly, there's some very clear messaging coming through with you with the Sun and the Two of Wands about what the next step should be or could be with this. It feels very much relationship, like some sort of communication and a relationship. That the next steps are not being taken. And actually the next step that hasn't been taken is around self-care or caring for bringing some. It's interesting because we have the Saturn and the Mars coming in with that Capricorn throne. You can see those symbols on it there. I'll just hold it up for you. So it is interesting because Saturn is in retrograde at this time. And so I feel like it's kind of like you might be brought back to an issue that's thought something had ended, but it's saying it hasn't, and it's coming back to see where it can. There's a lot of information coming in around how this can start up again. And I feel like some of it's to do with daily routines, with a lot of it to do with communication, but I feel some of it is to do with, just how you've cared for yourself or how your daily routines are working for you. And it can be to do with health. It can be to do with career and money as well with that Pentacle Queen. So, it's fairly intense energy. The Sun is really showing you that it's very much saying it's not finished. It's not finished. You've got things you need to go back over and things you need to look at. So, and interesting, the Pentacle Queen is kind of like the antidote to the Devil energy. She's a Capricorn energy, but it's like you thought you might have ended something. So we'll see. We have the Queen of Cups. So two queens. There is a lot to do with self-love and self-care coming through here. Crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. Things just aren't changing. I feel like something needs to change, but it's not right at this minute. And we have the Chariot crowning you. So there's some sort of conflict there, something you're trying to overcome. The King of Wands reversed. Okay, so that's interesting because you have the two Aries energies are reversed as well as the Scorpio energy, and Mars rules both of them. And Mars can be the energy of repressed anger around an issue. It can also be the energy of not feeling like you have not being able to take action around an issue. It can also be the energy of feeling disempowered, very disempowered energy, and that you've given up your power somehow, or that you're not putting yourself first. So it's kind of interesting energy that's coming through around this, Saggy. So let's see what else is coming in. So I feel like an issue's come up around that to be resolved, where they're asking you to step into your power and to really look at what your needs are, both materially in your world, just your general world. What do you need? Like just in terms of basic things like your environment, how much money do you need, your health, but also about how much love you need. How much love have you got to give? How do you receive those things? So it's asking those very basic needs, like what do you need? Where have you neglected that part of yourself, or where has it felt like, for whatever reason, it's a disempowered energy? So recent past, the Hermit, some soul searching, 9 of Swords in the near future. We'll have a look at this. I'll just pull some cards and we'll have a look at it in detail in a sec, Saggy. I'll pull the rest of the cards out for you. The 6 of Swords, nice. So that's nice energy. The Death card, fantastic. So there is a huge transformation happening, and it feels like whatever ended but didn't quite transform or finish or properly is now coming back to be transformed. So that's fantastic. The King of Cups, more kind of Scorpio, water energy. It can be Pisces as well coming through. And let's pull this last card for you, Saggy. The 8 of Pentacles, fantastic. So it's going to start working. Things are going to start looking good, okay? And I feel like it could be around work, but whatever it is that you've been struggling with this, it's going to start working for you. And the 4 of Cups, something's on offer here. Something is on offer that you may not be sure about, but it may have come out of the blue as well. So let's have a look at this. The Queen of Cups crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. So the Queen of Cups is beautiful Cancerian energy. It's around self-love, self-nurturing. It can be around your mother. So it can be that your mother's just very fixed and something about her needs to change, but she's not going to change at the end of the day, or something is health related in terms of love and how you nurture and look after yourself is not changing. It's crossed by change. So it could also be that there's too much change happening in as well, or a big change occurred in the past that stopped you from loving and looking after yourself as much as you could. So they're wanting you to bring more of that back in. And so it's interesting with the Chariot, you are crowned by the Chariot, which is what's in your conscious mind. And this is conflicts ending in victory. There's something that you're trying to overcome, and more Cancerian energy. So it's all about feeling emotionally safe. And I can see that King of Cups there, is that there is the need to feel emotionally safe around this transformation, around something that is deeply transforming, that has been stuck and been quite a dark energy inside of you that has been a real pain point even. And so it's time for this to end. And interestingly, with the 10 of Swords and the Queen of Cups, all this kind of mother energy coming in, this 10 of Swords, interestingly, Uranus can also be father energy as well. We've got Gemini, so we've got the two sides. And it's kind of interesting because it can be releasing something to do with your parents, like a belief system or something they said, some kind of communication that disempowered you that came through. And it doesn't mean they don't love you. It might have meant that they weren't the most caring of people. Perhaps that's what's coming in as well, because we do have that Pentacle Queen as well. So a lot of it is about learning self-care. But it is something, it doesn't have to necessarily be related to the parents. That's just what's coming in for some of you. But it's a belief system around that could be something that's passed down that from other people or from generations, or an idea or philosophy that was imposed upon you. You grew up with a set of belief systems that were in your surrounding, it was in your family, your friends, however, the siblings, school friends, teachers, however that is, neighbours. There was sort of, we're all grown up with there's all little belief systems underlying everything that we grow up with. And that's what's there's something around that is being dismantled and cleared and transformed so that you can step into more power. And the Chariot card really is a sense of maybe feeling the need to protect yourself whilst you're going through this. That might be part of what's going on here. And it's also, I get, reconciling two different energies. So it could be around, for some of you, divorce, if your parents divorced when you were little, that there was... because we've got the two houses, or it could be reconciling... You could have separated, a relationship where there was a separation and there's a conflict now. Two people are in two different areas, two different houses, and how to make sense of that, how to understand that. And in order to go in and look at that, yes, you need to feel safe. You do need to feel like... and for some of you, it might have been at that time you didn't feel protected or safe for whatever reason. So this is, it is going into some kind of deeper stuff coming out here for you, Saggy. But, it's all for your own personal empowerment. It's all for an increase in your health. It's all to bring you more happiness, coming in with this, and to transform an old belief system that has been holding you back, because you've got the King of Wands reversed at the root. And what I'm going to do actually is I'll pull this Four of Cups off. I'm going to pull another card for him because I don't like just having a negative card there. I like to see what's underneath a negative card. Any sort of negative energy, there's always a more positive energy underneath it. So sometimes there's fear and that's all you see, but underneath there's something else going on. So we'll pull another card for you, because the King of Wands is a sense that... I just have to... turn off that. Okay, yeah, the King of Wands, there is a sense that you're not feeling, or you weren't in control of your life. There's a lack of control, feeling like maybe this is not the life that you wanted, or this is not the vision that you want to create. The King of Wands is the master visionary. He's in charge. He's the leader of his life. And when it's reversed, it feels the opposite to that. So... or you just don't have any great vision for what it is. Maybe it's just feeling a bit disillusioned at this moment in time. So let's see what's coming in at the base underneath that for you, Saggy. So the Three of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So this is all about your value, your worth, your self-worth, your value in terms of, again, it's to do with, say, probably like third house kind of stuff, Saggy, that it will be to do with communication with neighbours, friends, siblings, close family, like people that are in your immediate kind of vicinity, your kind of area, your neighbourhood that you would see and socialise with. So it could be groups at work, or people at work. But what this comes down to is that you've got these unique skills and abilities that have not been recognised in the past, and either someone hasn't recognised it or has squashed it, or you have been unable to recognise it. But that's what's at the root of this. There's a skill that is kind of wanting to come up, to be developed into this mastery. It's something you're actually really good at that maybe you haven't valued for whatever reason. So that's coming up because it's wanting to come up and come out into the world and shine in the world, and maybe it's something you can monetize as well. And it's really about, having something, feeling a valuable member of society, that you've got something worthwhile to give. But I do feel like this is something that's kind of been squashed for a while and is deep down because it's got this King of Wands. If we turn him up this way, which is what he's trying to do, that's what the transformation's happening. They're both going to turn around. The Scorpio, the Death card, and the King of Wands. That's what happens. We've got Death card here. So, and Death reversed and Death card means that it's going to be fixed. Interestingly, Pluto energy is around deep transformation. It can sometimes come in and out, and it can come in and out quite fast. Suddenly, boom, something came in fast, something went out fast, and it kind of suddenly went, oh, what happened? And this could have been what happened in the past. It could have been what is happening now as well. So when he flips up, he's now the master of this vision. He's like, I've got all these amazing skills or this one particular skill, and now I'm going to use that and create this vision of what I want in my life with this newfound value inside of me, this new skill. So that's where it's wanting to go, and that's why the Chariot is wanting to overcome that. Interestingly, in the recent past, we have the Hermit, which is going deep, a bit of soul searching, looking for some answers deep inside as to what's been happening. Why has something... I do feel like it's kind of like you've been willing to go deep, or something has been revealed to you deep down. And if we do go there, we do see there is this disempowered energy. But even deeper, if let that Star card illuminate even further, you will see this. And this is what they're showing you, that there is something of real value that you have to offer that's wanting to come out. So that's why they're wanting you to go deep, because they want you to see this. Because otherwise, if you don't go deep enough, all you're going to see is this kind of victim energy, disempowered energy. But if you go deeper down, you'll get to the good stuff. So interestingly, in the near future, we have the Nine of Swords, which can be, there's just a lot happening for you. Especially with that Ten of Swords, that can be feeling exhausted. It can be that you need to take some time out. It can be feeling like something is ending. And it's the Nine of Swords is basically fear, and it's kind of going backwards. We've gone from the 10 to the 9, and that's what I feel like we're kind of going back over some old stuff here and seeing what hasn't quite completed, or what hasn't going back over some old stuff that's ready to come up and be transformed as well. So it's two things, particularly around communication and relationships. So this Nine of Swords, it's kind of, can be stress, it can be overthinking, it can be fear of fear itself, and there's nothing to fear, because I don't see anything to fear here. So it can bring up quite a fear block once things from the past come up. If you see this King of Wands reversed, it might be, oh, that looks scary, but it's not necessarily the bigger picture of what's happening here. So, but the Nine of Swords might also be going back to looking back at issues over mental health and how that has affected you as well. So it's going over your mental states and beliefs of the past, and what sort of fears have sabotaged you, where have you kind of been, it's kind of like we thought it had ended with the Ten of Swords, and it is ending now and transforming. But in order to transform it, we're going back. So that's why we're going back. Okay, let's go back to the Nine of Swords and see what happened then. And so what was the thing that really stressed you out, or what was the thing that kind of you were having sleepless nights over? So that is kind of interesting, because that's actually the future, but I feel like it's the past, which is kind of just what I'm getting. So this is what you're presenting as the Six of Swords, which is wanting to find peace, mental peace, wanting to find peace with this. And it's like, I'm willing to give it a nudge. Wanting to give it a bit of a push, a bit of extra effort to try and really find a place where I can feel happy with this, where I can really flourish rather than feel stuck and constricted and heavy. So the Six of Swords can also be that you're thinking about moving. It could be relocation. You're thinking about however that presents in your life. It could be moving jobs. It could be moving house, moving state, moving countries. It can also be just wanting to live somewhere by the water or wanting to go to the water because that brings you some peace, going to a body of water if they're nearby. But either way, you know, I think you're willing to work on this. You're willing to do this because you realize how important it is mentally for you, for your mental state, because you can see that this belief system or these thoughts have been having such a negative effect. And so that's why it's fantastic that you've got the Death card. I love the fact that this has come out. That's just my alarm. Sorry, Saggy. This has come out. This is transformation. So it's saying something hasn't transformed. Now it is transforming. And something in your environment, it's there. It's transforming and it's just going with that. So that's really, really positive. Beautiful energy to come through. And then we have the King of Cups, which is hopes and fears. And this is around emotional safety, emotional stability. This is feeling loved as well and to not feel too vulnerable within this process. So that makes a lot of sense as well. But we do have as the outcome the Eight of Pentacles, which is fantastic because it's saying this is going to start working for you. It's going in the opposite direction. So whatever effort you put into this, whatever you're trying to overcome, it does feel like it's really going to head into the right direction and it's something you can commit to. It's a new thing you can commit to. So say this is something to do with health and fitness and you've never been able to, for whatever reason, it's been hard to kind of get into a positive health and fitness regime. This is just an example. Then it's like, okay, you can finally find the energy and the space because something's transforming to really step into this and to really commit to this and to really get stuck into it and to make it work for you. So finally, if this is a block around career, it can be finally because Eight of Pentacles can be work. It can be finally I'm seeing some really positive results. I'm putting in the work. I'm dedicating it. I'm committing to it. And I'm just seeing the results right in front of me. And it can be very, very positive. Very, very positive in terms of money, health, and career. So that's why, you know, as the base, we had the Four of Cups, which is very much something is on offer here and there might be, you have a look at it. It's kind of feels like the universe is presenting this to you. It might not be something you might have chosen to go down that path, but since it's here, you're like, okay, maybe I'm ready. But maybe I'm not. I might need to spend some time sitting with this. But there is something on offer here in terms of being able to move beyond a space emotionally where you felt a little bit stuck, where you're needing some more growth. You want things to start flowing again. So that's kind of, sometimes we find ourselves in a safety zone because it's known, but it's also look for the places where you're starting to feel frustrated in your life, where you're starting to feel a little bit bored even, and that's where they're going to give the indications of where this is transforming. So I'm going to pull an affirmation card for you. You've got two have come out, Saggy. Three. One is life is simple and easy. All that I need to know at any given moment is revealed to me. I trust myself and I trust life. All is well. And that's actually really important because to maintain the trust throughout this journey. I'm at peace with my sexuality. Again, you know, connecting in with your body. I rejoice in my sexuality and in my own body. My body is perfect for me in this lifetime. I embrace myself with love and compassion. And those words, love and compassion, I should have probably mentioned earlier because they are coming out as well with this Queen of Cups and the Pentacle Queen. And this one is I forgive myself. As I forgive myself, I leave behind all feelings of not being good enough and I am free to love myself. So that's actually really beautiful as well because sometimes we can hold in these deep feelings where we blame ourselves. That's what this King of Wands could be, blaming yourself for something and forgiveness of yourself is such a beautiful energy and so empowering. So that's also what's on offer here and not everybody wants to go down that path. because it's not the easiest path. I have to say that this reading is kind of taking you to some places that can be very empowering, but there are also places that sometimes we would prefer to avoid sometimes. So let's see, what do we have? We have the fleur-de-lis. Interesting, as a charm. Very interesting. And this is a representative of tradition. So it's kind of and it's also representative of it's like a symbol of family or representative of a clan or a group. Now, I know it's got all the history and someone might know all that, but this is what intuitively I'm getting. And so it's kind of saying, looking at, again, with that sort of 10 swords, looking at, it's not saying you're not part of that and you shouldn't feel part of something, perhaps, but it's about transforming something within that. So it's all around issues around that, which is kind of interesting. So ultimately, it is coming back home to yourself and feeling like you have a place in the world where you're very highly valued and where things are working, and it's very grounded. So it's lovely. So, yeah, working through a lot of family and tradition issues with tradition as well, because Uranus coming in, he's the opposite of tradition. He wants to bring in the new. He's like, flush that out. So it's the old versus the new, and that's kind of might be what you're looking at, the kind of theme of the reading, really, and how those two energies meet and how you can find, how they reconcile, how you find the motivation and the transformation around that. So that's it, Sagittarius. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now, where we're going to pull some clarifiers for this part of the reading, find out what else we need to know. We'll pull some energies for some cards for the near future for this 9 of Swords, and find out, because I don't feel like we actually got much to do with the future energy other than we're revisiting the past, but we'll see what else is coming in for that and what's working, what's coming in with this 8 of Pentacles, what's coming in with the future beyond. And then we're going to focus in on career, money and love and relationships, and pull some cards specifically for that. So all of that is in the extended reading. Love it if you come over. The link is in the description box below. Usually pin it to the comments as well. And if this is where we're leaving each other and you appreciated this content, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and please take care, Sagittarius. I'll see you next time. Bye.